All right, so I'm recording the class now. The first order of business today, I just posted a message here in the stream. Please let me know what times you're available to talk on Friday if you have not already had your end of semester interview. Oh, there's Perla and Alessi. Okay. Hey, Perla and Alessi, welcome. All right. So what I just told everybody is I put this message on the stream. If you have any free time on Friday, just put what times you're available for a quick conversation. I'll try my best to call you just to knock out that end of semester interview if you've already finished the evaluation form. Perla, we have already done this. We did it on Monday. You don't have to worry about this. Don't worry about it. Same thing with Marie Lombard. So we've already done that, but for everybody else, just let me know what time you are available. And that's the first order of business. So the next order of business is the reading. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into our Google Classroom right here. So one of you did this early. So I posted this Monday. It's not due till Monday next week, but we're going to start doing it right now because the reading is pretty dense. So after you complete pages 94 and 95, complete the exercise on page 96 and attach a photo here. So let's get started with that and we can do the reading together. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And here is the textbook. And we're going to go on to page 94. Here we go. And the title of this, it says The Positive Effects of Social Networking Sites. Positive effects. So setting up my document camera here and a nice smaller group today. Everybody should have plenty of chances to read. Here we go. Oh, and for those who just joined us, we're not going to take the break today. We're going to end class just a little bit early. So we'll go straight to 11:20 today. But if you need a break, just let me know. Here we go. All right, and here is my document camera. There we are. Okay. Title is The Positive Effects of Social Networking Sites. And we have the author and the publication of the article, and the paragraphs are numbered. So what I like to do, as always, I'll grab my pencil here, is I like to get volunteers ahead of time. Who wants to read the, well, actually, I'll just get volunteers as we go. Who wants to read the first paragraph?
Me, teacher.
You got it, Natalia. Natalia is ready to go. So it's right down here below the photo, modern media. Take it away, Natalia.
Modern media practices have evolved significantly from their traditional forms, with the key concepts of
key concepts.
With the key concepts of the new media being participation and interactivity.
And you can skip. You don't have to read this part out loud. I'll explain what that is in a minute.
This paper aims to look at the positive effect that interaction through social networking sites has on today's society.
Very good. Now here's a quick question. Why would they put something in parentheses here in the middle? This is kind of alluding to something we'll be dealing with in level 6.
That's a reference.
Yes,
Right.
Perla, excellent. This is and it's called an in-text citation, and the style is APA. That's American Psychological Association. You'll deal with this in level 6 with college, where I'll start introducing the concept of citations. So it's an academic paper. When you read academic journals, different from newspapers, magazines, and novels and things like that, where you'll read an essay, and when somebody makes a claim, an argument, they have to reference where they got that information. So sometimes the style of the reference, it'll be in text. Personally, I'm not a fan of this style because I think it interrupts the reading. But a lot of times you'll see this in journals, and when you get into college, you may have to write a few papers with this type of style. So it's good to get used to it now. All right. Who would like to read paragraph 2? Tatiana,
I can go. I can go.
Tatiana.
A social networking site is described as a website where individuals can set up an online profile, describing his/her interests. However, as Bolt and Ellison reveal, while the key technological features are fairly consistent, the culture that emerge around are varied.
Yeah.
Most sites support the
Maintenance, yeah.
maintenance of pre-existing social networks,
Mhm.
but others have strange connect based on shared interests, political views, or activities.
Very good, very good. Now, this kind of goes into, you might remember from last week, we looked at the Jennifer Goldbeck lecture. And in around 2012, she said half the world's internet population is on Facebook, and showed how companies can gather information of users. That's related right here at the bottom of the paragraph. Pre-existing social networks, but others help strangers connect based on shared interests, connecting based on shared interests. Before we move to paragraph 3, has everyone here experienced this before? Have you connected with a stranger based on a shared interest?
Yes. There are a lot of applications that.
There you go.
Mhm.
Yeah. Nice. Sometimes that's nice, isn't it?
But danger.
Oh, that's what we'll save that for the breakout room discussion. So paragraph 3, who would like to read paragraph 3? Marie, go for it.
The significant place on interaction and participation within these social networking sites is evident in the numerous ways in which communication is encouraged. For example, some social networking sites, such as MySpace and Facebook, offer users the ability to create subgroups of people based on similar interests. This can vary from support groups to fan groups to community organizations or school groups, analogous to clubs in the offline world. Apart from using these groups to interact, people have the ability to comment and respond to status updates and statements or comment that others have posted, thereby initiative communication. On sites such as YouTube, People may even give a video response. By allowing such feedback, there is the prospect of conversation, of debate, of sharing information, or perceiving new ideas.
Very good. What aspect of this paragraph shows that it was probably not written in the last 5 years? This is a word for this is called dated. It's not, you definitely know it wasn't written in this decade. It's definitely not from 2022. Yeah, I'll give you an example.
It's like the social media connect the a group networking for the
Well, I underlined it right here.
MySpace application.
Well, how many of you use these on a regularly, like every day?
Which one?
The two that are mentioned.
Guys? Just Facebook?
Yeah. So, do you use it every day?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. There's no mention of the subsidiaries like Instagram or WhatsApp.
Okay.
Has anyone here ever used this one? This is a much older one. It still exists,
No.
but people don't really use it anymore.
MySpace, no, it's over.
Yeah, this is one of the earlier social networking tools. This was first there were a couple different things. There was meetup.com, there was Live Journal, and after Live Journal there was MySpace. And this is really the early days. And then after MySpace, Facebook became the most popular. But and then of course Twitter.
Sorry, you forgot high five.
High five, yes. High five, yes. High five. Yeah, high five is about the same time. High five, and I'm so glad you mentioned high five. That's more like in the Latinx, Caribbean space. Not as many folks in North America, like the U.S. and Canada. If you are a Spanish or Portuguese speaker in North America, there was high five. Thank you so much. I forgot. I remember high five. Yeah, this is one of the earlier ones around the same time as MySpace. And in Asia, there was a QQ that would the same and then Tencent, the company that made QQ, would later replace that with Weibo and WeChat. But anyway, so this is what I mean by dated. So so this is when you're reading something like this, you realize that the topic is still relevant, but it's an indicator that the author is coming from a perspective of about 10 years ago. Who wants to read paragraph 4?
I can go.
Go for it, let's see.
Okay. By forming groups of people with similar interests, particularly if the interest of or hobby is not mainstream, the proliferation of social networking sites can create a sense of unity and belonging in people who might previously have felt alienated in society. Particularly in areas with smaller populations, the chance of discovering others with similar interests is infrequent. But by removing these location barriers through online communication, the chance of meeting people with the same interest is greatly increased. Social networking sites give the impression that it is a much smaller world.
There we go. Has anyone experienced this?
No.
alienated is kind of, who knows what this word means? Alienated. To be an alien is like what? Not a
be
space alien.
to be outside of something,
Yes,
a part
exactly.
of society.
Yes,
A
it
part of
means you're an outsider.
Mm,
It's like, here's the society and you're just on the outside of it. You don't feel like you're included. You don't feel like you belong. But finding, common interests with strangers can be very refreshing if you're feeling alienated. And that's where that's where the word, there's kind of a double entendre with the word friend now. Whatever social networking tools we might use, we might have 3,000 friends, but in the physical world, we might only have 2 or 3 friends. Or no,
That's
let's-
reality.
yeah. Who wants to read number 5? Let's see. Has anybody? Marie is really excited to read. Let's see if anybody else. Fride, would you like to read, or Cleomaine, or Perla? If not,
All
Marie.
right,
You
teacher.
can, all right, go for it, Cleomaine.
Yes. Social networking cited also offer
Mhm.
the chance of communication and case where mobility is often
A hindrance.
hindrance
Good.
to social interaction
Interaction. Very good.
elderly people and those with physical disabilities who are unable
Mhm.
to leave their house, are able to stay in touch with existing relation and friends as well as get in touch with people who have similar
Issues.
issues.
Good. And then start right here. The ability.
Oh. Which look is
Oh yeah. Remember, that's the citation. You don't have to read that. The ability.
okay. Lucy Thompson. The abilities to incorporate belonging,
Blogging.
blogging
Mhm.
and social networking can also be therapeutic.
This is a tough one. Therapeutic. Therapeutic. Yeah, we'll go over the pronunciation of all these later. Therapeutic, like therapy. Therapeutic.
All be therapeutic. Blogging is a form of journal. The
Therapy.
therapy and according to renowned
Therapist.
therapists
Kathleen, yeah, there's a lot of TH sounds here, so it's really tricky.
Okay.
Kathleen Adams.
Kathleen Adams,
Beautiful.
student, indicate that they release offered by writing has a direct impact on their body capacity to stay switch and fight of infection. And this market why people find it is to reach out online because it can be
Anonymous. That's a tough one. Anonymous.
Anonymous and it
allows people.
Allow people more control over that information they disclose.
Fantastic. I'm giving you, here we go. I'm giving you the thumbs up. Cleo May, nice work. Now, this is an interesting argument right here. So the writer says, Kathleen Adams finds blogging therapeutic. This word therapeutic, the writing a blog is like a journal. It gives everybody the, there's a blogger feature in your Google tools. It's a journal, you can publish whatever you want. Blogging really took off in the mid-2000s. People still blog. I've kept a few blogs.
Teacher, what is blogging is writing in a blog?
Well, the definition is right here. It's actually, it's an abbreviation. A log is like a journal, and guess where the B comes from? Web. So if you combined web blog, that's kind of like electronic mail became email. Well, web log became a blog. So early days of the internet, people just started keeping journals and saying, well, you know, why don't I just write a journal that everybody can read? And then make it like a public thing. And then this created a new word. It was added to the Oxford English Dictionary, the blog. And I remember around like 2005, 2006, people were saying, do you have a blog? Oh, I have a blog, blah, 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 blah. You know, it was a very exciting thing. People would really, a lot of writers got started. Well, if you want to actually make money as a professional writer, oftentimes they ask for your blog. Can we see some of your blogs and some of your published work as well? And distinguish, because anybody can write a blog. Not anybody can publish an article in the New York Times. So there's a big difference. But aside from what blogging is, this woman Kathleen Adams says that people who blog experience something therapeutic. Is therapeutic something positive or something negative?
Both.
It's positive.
It means something positive. It means going through therapy. It's expressing their feelings. This also makes the article dated because in the early days of blogging, fewer people were doing this, going online and expressing, whatever was on their mind at the time. Now, just about everyone in the world does this.
Okay.
Have we seen some inverse or negative effects of anyone and everyone posting their thoughts on the internet at any given moment of the day?
Therapeutic is like kind of activity that can be therapy for.
Oh yeah, it's an adjective for therapy. It's
Okay.
conjugating therapy. Yeah. Last paragraph as we wrap up this article here. Who wants to take this last one? Okay, here we go. You got it.
Okay.
Faride, for
Okay.
all the benefits.
For all the benefit of social networking site in today's society, it is evident that any impact they have is due not merely to the sites themselves, but the communication layer embedded embedded within them. According to Ziegler, they are simple on a station of social networking in the real world. At the different point in time, Ziegler asserts it has been said that social networking would be both the downfall of mankind and the thing that would bring the planet together. But the truth is that social networking, while great in many respects, does not fulfill a fundamental human desire to be in the actual presence of other people.
Very nice. Now this despite all of the dated references to blogging and MySpace that were, kind of bring us back to the mid 2000s, this last paragraph, this sounds like we're in the 2020s. This is what people are always talking about. That balance between your life on the internet and your life in the physical world. So let's see, this reference to Ziegler in 2009 said, Ziegler of 2009, this scholar argued that social networking would be both the downfall of mankind and the thing that would bring the planet together. Now, the writer of this article disagrees. It's not this contrast of positive and negative. They're arguing, I'm saying the writer of this article is saying it does not fulfill the human desire to be in the actual presence of other people, saying basically it's great, but it's incomplete, which does make sense. It certainly is incomplete. Well, what does everybody think about this claim from Ziegler, the downfall of mankind and the thing that would bring the planet together? And that's a prediction of 2009. So I'm putting a question mark there. What does everybody think about that? How could something be the downfall of mankind and something that brings the planet together? So something bringing the planet together and a disaster that's tearing everything apart at the same time. That's quite a concept. How could that be? Let's think about that for a moment. The downfall of mankind and the thing that would bring the planet together. What in the world does that mean?
in that situation?
Yeah. How could something be both the downfall of mankind and something that brings the planet together? Oh, I see a lot in the chat. Hold on. Oh, that was Perla. Perla's on the train.
Can I try, teacher?
Sure, ask Alessi, yes.
What I see is so social media has two sides, the positive session networking. So the positive and the negative. The
Mhm.
positive is what brings the planet together, because with the social networking, we have more possibilities to learn, to share information, knowledge. So we can do a lot for us human beings.
Mhm.
And the downfall of mankind is because of the negative part, because we're being so we are I forgot the word, but it's something that you don't think for yourself now, because the internet is so present in so present in your life, that it feels like you've been programmed to think in a
Mhm.
certain way, and that it can be dangerous, because you don't see you turn like a robot.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, so that's what I see as a downfall of mankind.
Very nice. Yeah, that's this, and that's a voice from what is it, 13 years ago. 13 years ago. So this person, this reference to a scholar saying they see a dark future, disaster happening, but people coming together at the same time. So it's kind of that phrase, the downfall of mankind and what brings people together, exactly what Alessi said. Does everybody know what a contrast is? I'll type it in the chat. Contrast. I'll type it in the chat for everybody. Or a synonym of a contrast is a paradox.
Yeah.
What is it, Tatiana?
Is like something that can looks good, inside has something negative.
Yeah, yeah. Does everybody know what a yin yang is? I'll use my whiteboard here. I haven't used the whiteboard in a long time. So everybody, so I'm gonna draw. Everybody knows what this is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we know.
So that's essentially like the symbol of what's Taoism philosophy, but something can be two of the same thing, or two of the opposite. So positive and negative, the downfall of mankind, and also
Teacher,
a great.
it's 2-4.
What's that? Say it again.
You know.
Oh, I'm reading myself. Okay, so I was saying it's like the two forces of energy.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Yeah, two forces of energy. Exactly. So something, the positive and the negative together, day and night at the same time, whatever you want to call it. So two opposites together. So that's what the argument is here. Now I'm going to go back to my slides, and I'm going to go over some vocabulary. It's there's a little bit more. There's some more vocabulary later in the chapter, but now that we've done the reading, and this has been recorded to help everybody else finish the reading. The homework for Monday is the exercise, the matching and true or false exercises on page 96. The reading itself, the exercises don't seem like a lot, but the reading is a lot that we've gone through today. So we've gone through it together, and I hope that I'm speaking to everyone who's not here right now. I hope your classmates are watching this before they try to attempt reading that article. It's a complex article later in the book. I'm hoping you follow along with this video instead of trying to read it all by yourself, because you're going to cry and throw the book against the wall. Don't do that. I'm talking to everyone who's not here. You can do it, everybody. Stick with it. You can do it. Don't be afraid of those new vocabulary words. See? And Natalia, I see the smile on your face. Natalia says, yes, you can do it, you know? So those new vocabulary words, don't be afraid of them, everybody. You can do it. Page 95 and 96, don't be afraid of it. Here we go. Let's go to the vocabulary for the whole chapter. All right. So here is the our vocab list for the whole chapter. Which ones of these words do you recognize from the two previous articles that we have read? Some we haven't gone over yet. But which do you recognize?
Paradox.
Good, excellent. And a paradox is what we just talked about.
Simultaneously.
Yeah, very good,
Proliferation.
very good. And we're simultaneously. Yes, they're on the bottom. Alienated, excellent.
Alienated.
Alienated. Analogous. I'm sorry, analogous. Nice. We just went over this one. Yeah, we just went over this one. So you could probably infer, what is embedded? That's from the paragraph 6, what we just read. What does that mean? What is embedded?
It's something like connected together, putting together something to.
It means like internal, inside of something. Like if we're talking about something physically embedded, we might say I'm just looking around the room that I'm in. The pages are embedded in the book, as a simple example. Or I know if you're cooking, lemon juice and pepper are embedded in the fish because I marinated it, something like that. But usually embedded is used to describe something social or emotional.
Like include?
Included, yes, it could be synonymous with included. Included, yes, very good. Let's take a look at some of these. Let's see, whoops. Let's look. Oh, I had myself muted there because my daughter was a little bit chatty. Hindrance. It's on the top of page 95. Let's take a look at that word. Social networking sites also offer a chance of communication in cases where mobility is often a hindrance. What does hindrance mean? or hindrance is an adjective. I can turn it into a verb, to hinder. COVID-19 hinders your ability to breathe.
Something that affects.
Yes, affects it negatively. It makes it harder. And in this case, how is the word hindrance used in the paragraph? Mobility is often a hindrance. And they were talking about two communities. Which two communities in that paragraph?
An obstacle.
Yes, yes, Marie, beautiful. So an obstacle is a hindrance. Exactly. That's a synonym. Good. Obstacle. I'm going to write that right there. So for elderly communities and disabled communities, meeting up at a park, or, it's not like these are communities that are less likely to go to the gym and make friends. So social networking is a fantastic way for these communities to meet up, or people who are just not in the same space. Yes, everyone here has changed countries. So not being in the same country is a hindrance to maintaining friendships, that sort of thing. Let's take a look at another vocab word here. Consistent. That's in paragraph 1. What is consistent? How can we infer the meaning of consistent?
Like persistent?
Oh, I'm sorry, paragraph 2. Paragraph 2. Paragraph 2, page 94. It says, however, as Boyd and Ellison reveal, while the key technological features are fairly consistent, the cultures that emerge around social networking sites are varied. Consistent means what?
Always.
Yes, yes, always. It means the same, consistent. Very good. For instance, sometimes when I interview people at the end of the semester, I use the word consistent. I'll say, you've been very consistent turning in your assignments. I think you'd be fine moving up to level 6. Or you haven't been very consistent participating in class. Is anything wrong? So I use the word consistent regularly. Yes, very good. Let's see another word. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. To wrap up this, let's call it a day for the vocab, and let's go into our last breakout room conversation. And I'll pull one or two of you out to do a few interviews. But here is the conversation for the breakout room to wrap up class. I'll give everybody plenty of time for this. So the question, I'm going to circle it. Has social media had more positive or negative effects on your life? Before I start the breakout room, take a minute to think about this. I'll give an example of a positive. Positive. How many of you have made contact with friends or family that you would not otherwise talk to? I've been able to, meet people I haven't seen in years, which I find quite nice. I've been able to keep up with distant family, which I find quite nice. That's a positive. How many of you feel compelled to check your phone every 10 minutes?
Me.
Yeah, Yeah, that could be
Unfortunately.
right. We all do it. So that could be a negative. The compulsive behavior that it encourages. That could be how many of you receive ads or messages? How many of you change your behavior, or you find interruptions in your daily life because you have to know what's going on in somebody else's life? You want to know what you really want to know what somebody had for lunch today, because that's more important. That's much more important than finishing your taxes or whatever you're doing. I don't know. So that could be a negative. All right. So that's what, so think about it. Positive and negative. Of course, there's, good and bad. It's a contrast. Think about the positive and think about the negative effects. It's very possible that you have met your partner. Most people these days meet their romantic partner online than they do in person. This generation, it's online dating first, in-person dating second. That's a reality.
It's crazy.
It is what it is. Yeah.
It is what it is. Exactly.
Right. So, I mean, if you met, if you met someone on social media and you're living with them, and, that could be a positive. You could say, hey, I might hate Twitter, but that's where I met my husband, my wife, my whoever. So think about all the positives, all the negatives, and decide more of one than the other. So I'll put everybody in a breakout room right now. Sound good? Okay, here we go. Take it away. Actually, you know what? I'll put everyone in two breakout rooms, and then I'm going to put you in two small breakout rooms, and then I'll switch it up. And after a little while, so you can, and I'll surprise you. Okay, here we go. Two breakout rooms. All right, there we go.
Hi, El Centro. It's Chris.